All right, welcome back to Desert Hills Middle School. We'd like to welcome all of our 8th and 9th graders here. This year is a very important year for you. 9th graders, this year goes on your transcript towards your high school graduation. 8th graders, this is a great time to start preparing those good habits that will help you graduate with honors. Also, we'd like to cover a few of our basic policies and procedures. So that's what we're going to do today, is to cover those policies and procedures. Okay, so we first of all want to talk about lunchtime. So during lunchtime, there's a couple rules that you need to remember. Do not cut in line, throw away your trash at the end, no horseplay, and also eat in designated areas. We have 2 different areas that are assigned for eating. Okay, so you'll notice the yellow triangle, that is our commons area. That is an appropriate place to eat lunch. And the yellow rectangle is on the east side of our building. So those are the 2 places that it's okay to be during lunchtime. All other places on campus are off limits. Also remember, during lunchtime, we are a closed campus, which means students cannot leave unless parents come and check them out. Okay, when it comes to electronic devices, electronics are allowed by the teachers if they are using them for projects or classroom assignments. Otherwise, all electronics must be kept put away. They are allowed out during lunchtime, before school and after school. If they are out in a classroom when a teacher has not asked for them to be out, they will be confiscated and turned into myself, Mr. Rowley. At that point, a student on the first offense will be able to pick them up after school. On the second offense, parents or guardians will need to come in to pick that up. On a third offense, parents and guardians will have to come and pick up the devices, and there will be some sort of consequence with that. In-school suspension or lunch detention, depending on the case.
Hi, I'm Officer Hewish. I'm the school resource officer at the school. So Mr. Rowley asked me to talk to you guys about a couple more things about the cell phone policy. So there are a couple places in the school that you cannot have your cell phones out. Locker rooms and bathrooms. Absolutely do not take your phones out in either the bathroom or the locker rooms. If you do have them out and you get caught, then your phone's gonna get taken away. For obvious reasons, you shouldn't be taking pictures or videos in either of those spots. As far as it being taken away, it's gonna be given to Mr. Rowley. Depending on what is on that phone, we may investigate it further, and that could be school consequences. That could also be law enforcement consequences. So keep your phones in your pockets. Do not take them into the lockers or the bathrooms.
I just want to remind everybody that the first bell rings at 8:20 in the morning. The tardy bell rings at 8:25. So please make sure that you're to class by 8:25. When it comes to attendance, parents, please call in early to let us know that your student's going to be gone if they're gone for an activity or something that you've taken them out of school for. Our campus is a closed campus. Once again, what that means is students cannot leave our campus until the end of school unless a parent or guardian or somebody who's been assigned to check that student out comes into the office and checks them out. Going along with our attendance policy is our tardy policy. Each quarter, students are allowed 5 tardies. On their 6th tardy, parents will be contacted and they will receive 1 day of lunch detention. On their 7th tardy, they will receive 2 days of lunch detention. On their 8th tardy, they will receive 3 days of lunch detention. And on their 9th, they will receive 4 days of lunch detention and parents will be contacted again. On their 10th day, they will be given 1 day of in-school suspension. Remember, these tardies all reset each quarter. So please try to make it to class on time, students. Students and parents, just a reminder also when it comes to attendance, if you wake up feeling sick, please stay at home. With the way everything's going with the COVID and everything else, we want to make sure that all of our students are healthy and safe. All right, to finish up our attendance policy is excused absences versus unexcused absences. Remember, parents, please call in so that your students can be excused from their absences. After the 6th one, I will be contacting parents and having a conversation about those, and there could be school consequences that follow. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is classroom disruptions. Remember guys, electronics we've already talked about, but any other toys, games, or anything that's distracting in class, please leave them in your backpack, or better yet, leave them at home. All right, the next policy that we want to talk about is dress code. First of all, do you want to look like that? That being said, nose rings are not allowed at school. And the reason why is for safety, because we don't want to have anybody get their nose ring ripped out. Also, gauges are not allowed at school. All right, the next thing we want to talk about with dress code is clothing. So remember, shorts, we don't want shorts that are too short. You can see here the appropriate versus inappropriate. We also don't want things that are revealing of midsections. Please just be wise in what you choose to wear. We don't want to be the fashion police. We want to make sure that kids are comfortable here, but also have a great learning experience. The last thing that I want to address with dress code is hair color and hairstyles. Please do not go to the far extremes.
Mr. Early just said he's not the fashion police. I am the actual police, but I'm not going to jack you up for fashion either. Mr. Early wanted me to talk to you a little bit about a couple different things in the dress code though. Basically, if there's something that's illegal for you to have at school, don't wear clothing that promotes it. Things I'm talking about are things like alcohol products, tobacco products, drugs, guns. You can't wear anything that promotes that kind of stuff. Even knives and brass knuckles, things like that, weapons that you're not allowed to have at school. Don't wear clothing with that stuff on it. You also can't wear hats during the school day. They would only be allowed outside. You also cannot wear bandanas. You can't have bandanas hanging out of your pockets, wrapped around your leg, anything like that. That would be considered gang attire. So just don't wear that kind of stuff.
Once again, we'd like to thank you for your time in watching this, and we'd like to welcome everybody to Desert Hills Middle School.
Welcome.
Again, if you have any questions, please give us a call. We'd love to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.